right, welcome back, everybody. The Poolside Bets brings you the Cashing Tickets podcast. Yeah, we had to give it a name. It's actually literally in our logo that you can see up there. So we thought we'd go with that. So anyway, welcome in episode 4. Today we're going to squeeze 2 into 1. We're going to do that ACC and the SEC. So we look forward to doing that with you guys and see if we can all learn something. Recap, anything, Paul, you want to talk about from the last 3 episodes?
No, not really. Like I said, it's been kind of going through the motions up to this point. I feel like tonight's the night we kind of maybe ruffle some feathers or lose some friends or don't. We don't know. We're just gonna tell you what we honestly think.
Yeah, I think the comments will start coming in a lot more now after we get to the SEC. That's for sure.
I mean, yeah, if you got some teams out there you want us to talk about, just message us on Twitter or comment on these videos. We'll be glad to go over any team. Make it a high school team. We don't care.
If you don't like the picks, tell us that you're fading it. That's fine too.
We would understand.
Show us your tickets as well. We'll just share. We're all trying to win a little bit of money here. So anyway, it's going to probably be a long one, so we're going to get started. We're going to jump into the ACC. Some changes there. Still some of the same teams that you imagine going to be up top. So let Paul take it away again. Paul, ACC.
Yeah. I've been pretty chalky on my pick so far. It's not been. I mean, I'd like to go dial
Rock,
one up.
chalk, Jayhawk. Is that? No, not the. Oh, this is not the basketball edition. No, this is football.
We've already discussed the Kansas. Your beloved Kansas
Hey,
Jayhawks.
look, watch out for the Jayhawks.
Your 1.5 win Jayhawks.
Gonna get it.
Yeah.
You're gonna go 3 wins this year.
Yeah, I've been pretty chalky. I mean, if it ain't Clemson, I mean, I like NC State. I mean, I do, but Clemson's just too damn good. They got too much talent. I mean, even if Ukulele can't do it.
Even at the QB position?
I mean, they got, Cade Klubnik, the guy that they brought in last year. He's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. And once again, all I do is hand the ball off.
Just hand it
Yeah, I
up.
just turn around and give it to somebody. It's not like, I mean.
Travis Etienne's not there anymore.
I'm sure they got some guy back there.
Got some
Yeah, it'll be fine.
guys in the stable.
I'll be honest with you. It's the ACC. What are we doing here?
You know he had more interceptions than touchdowns last year?
Oh, Ukulele?
Yeah.
Don't doubt it.
Good start.
He wasn't bad. I mean, he was bad. It's just I remember like the first game of the year was them in Georgia.
Yeah. A lot of points in that game.
Well, nobody freaked out because it was Georgia.
Right.
Right. So nobody was like, whoa, and then all of a sudden it's like week 8 and they were still shitting the bed on offense.
Yeah,
right?
it was not good.
What the hell happened here? Anyways.
All right. So you like Clemson in the ACC. What else you got for
After
me?
all that positivity I dropped on them.
Yeah.
Go bad. Anyways.
Go Tigers.
Yeah, go get them. I'm fading the Virginia Tech Hokies.
No love. New head coach.
Yeah, Brent Pry. He comes in from Penn State. I don't remember Penn State being a dynamo on defense. I mean,
Or offense. No.
well, there's some offense. Anyways, yeah, we're moving on.
We're way past those years, Paul.
Well, that's
We've
on
gotten
me.
past all that.
That's on me. Yeah, Justin Fuente, I thought was a good coach. He couldn't get it done there. They gave him plenty of time. They're gonna bring in Grant Wells from Marshall. He can sling it around. He'll do just good enough to move the ball until somebody just absolutely destroys him.
Just takes them down. So no love for Blacksburg this year.
No,
Okay.
he's gonna get hurt. There's no talent. There's nothing there. I mean, it's gonna be a long year in Blacksburg. I think they play. Don't they play the Inner Sandman as they walk out, or the Metallica?
Is that the team that does that?
Yeah. I think it's I remember Frank Beamer walking out.
Wasn't that a big deal last year because we were no longer in the COVID situation and
The first game that was a jump around at Wisconsin.
at Wisconsin.
Too, yeah.
Then I think they did the Inner Sandman there at the Virginia Tech. The first game they beat North Carolina last year, game 1.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If you're a Hokie fan and you want to go to the game and rock out to Metallica for about 10 minutes and then go hit the local B-Dub,
Get back
Buffalo
to
Wild Wings. I wouldn't blame you one bit. It's not going to be fun to watch.
All right.
I don't know, man. I'm a huge, I'm going to catch shit for this. I know you're going to get on me.
Oh boy.
Florida State.
That is a tough one. I mean, that's like my Kansas Jayhawks. Is that where you're going? You're liking the Seminoles?
I think they beat LSU in not Baton Rouge. Where they play them at NOLA? They play them in New Orleans, don't they? They play them in New Orleans, I think.
I don't know where they play. That is a good question.
Yeah, they play in New Orleans. I'm pretty sure. I mean, they brought in some guys. They got a wide receiver transfer from Oregon's pretty good. Guy from Arizona State who, I mean, I guess if we just mention Arizona State, we gotta bring up the commenter from earlier.
Yeah, she dynamite. I mean, well, you want to tap on the back for a pick from 2 years ago.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I'm still riding a lot of things I did a long time ago.
You're right. They are at LSU, Florida State at LSU.
I thought it was in New Orleans. Is it in Baton Rouge?
It just says at LSU. I don't know.
No, I think
They're actually going to play in New Orleans.
I think they're playing in the Dome. Is it the Mercedes Dome?
Either way, it's not in Florida.
No, it's not in Tallahassee.
And you think they're going to go over there and beat them up? All right.
I have no love. Anyway, I'll move.
We'll get there
later.
We'll
talk about that later.
Okay. Florida State.
Florida State. Defensively, they brought in Randy Shannon.
Yeah.
Talk about something from the past.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to help.
Miami coach.
Yeah, he's going to help coach the defense up. He was a big name for years.
Well, it's not bad for the coach there to bring in a guy that has run a program before. So not only can he coach up the defense, he can maybe give him some help.
It lets me know Norvell's ego is where it needs
to be.
Is
in check a little bit.
Yeah,
well, maybe he understands he's on the hot seat probably there for it. I don't know how much longer they're going to give him.
It's do or die. It's not going to happen for him. I mean, Florida and Miami are both moving forward. And there's something about that whole state that it's just like they can't get out of their own way.
No. Not lately.
It's crazy. But
I think they're probably living in the past a little bit from all the glory days.
And I like Mike Norvell. I think he gets it done. I'm pulling for him. So that's where I'm at. Virginia Tech, man. And then Florida State. I don't know what the line is in that Florida State LSU game, but I need to look.
I'm really surprised you haven't even brought up one of your old pals down there in North Carolina. The Fighting Cutcliffes are no longer.
Oh, Duke?
He's gone. Well, what are we got?
What, they run out of Mannings? Once he didn't get Arch Manning, it was over.
Well, he was gone before that.
I'm done with it.
Cutcliffe retired. I think he's an analyst somewhere.
Well, he would be a great analyst. He needs to stay right there in the Manning camp and then training these guys because he's a good coach.
He's a good coach.
We
will miss him.
He got a raw deal over in Knox Patch, in my opinion, but that's in the past too. We're living in the now.
In the now.
Yeah.
Okay, that it?
That's
quick.
I know. I really dove into the ACC.
I can tell. You really just feet first. Here we go.
Yeah, it's not a lot there. I'm kind of like Pac-12, ACC. I mean, I could have got more out of Army, Air Force. I mean, it didn't, whatever.
Well, you are a fan of the Black Knights.
I love the Black Knights. Anybody that wants to get me tickets and drive me
to the Army Navy game,
I would be
shout
there.
out.
I would be the first one in the stadium. I'd love to see them walk in and do all that. But we're talking about the ACC.
We got to make that trip one day.
Ain't no
yeah,
doubt.
no. Look, I'm not on the Clemson train. I'm not a fan of the quarterback. You throw more interceptions than touchdowns. I don't care what your next year is going to be like. I don't trust him. I know they're returning 72% of production. They got the D-line is loaded, and they've been running that conference for years now. But I'm going elsewhere. I like the NC State Wolfpack.
I don't hate it.
Good defense. A lot of offense production coming back. They returned 82%. Dave Doran may not be the flashiest coach out there, but he's really solid, really good football coach. I think they get it done this year. So looking at NC State, and their under is 8.5. Good. Wow. Sometimes kids get in the way. So over's 8.5. I'm hammering that over. It may be a little juicy, but I don't see how they don't. I don't see how they don't go over the 8.5. So yeah, I got them over 8.5 and to win the conference.
Just so the people at home know that we are a kid-friendly podcast. It may not sound like it at times, but we are.
They can't hear most things anyway. All right, you want to know? So you like Florida State to maybe make a little noise?
I do. I think they beat LSU.
All right, I got one for you. I'm with the Virginia Cavaliers. They got a new head coach in Tony Elliott. I get it. Brennan Armstrong's a good quarterback there, though. They got to score, but I think looking at their schedule, they could start 6-1 or 7-0 at the gate.
What happened to Brocco Mendenhall? I didn't make it down that far, man. It's in the V's. I was like A, B, C, Clemson. Yeah.
Look, they get Richmond at Illinois, Old Dominion at Syracuse, at Duke, Louisville at Georgia Tech. You talk about soft for the first 7. I mean, Louisville may be their toughest game out of all those first 7 games. They get Miami and Pitt at home. Their toughest road game is at Virginia Tech. I like the Virginia Cavaliers over there in the Coastal Division. Like their over. I mean, they're set at 7.5. You could get the over at plus 130. And they may start 6-0. They may start 7-0. Start 6-1, get a couple at the end. It's a good bet.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not feeling the Virginia Cavaliers.
Hey, look, I'm with you, man. Let's go get it.
I mean, look, I know they only returned 53% of their production, but the quarterback was good last year. He's coming back. They've got a good wide receiver room. They got 4 great guys that can catch the football. So I think they get a little more. Defense is going to be shaky. I mean,
Wait,
you never.
Hold on a damn minute.
All right.
So you're talking about the same Tony Elliott that navigated the Clemson offense last year, becoming a damn juggernaut.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you telling me he was bad before DJ Ukulele? He just forgot how to coach?
I was going to say some stuff, but I'm not.
You don't want to?
I was going to go who the quarterback was before Ukulele was there.
Oh, Trevor Lawrence?
Was it Trevor Lawrence? It's pretty good.
It's not terrible.
Well, shit, I could coach him if Trevor Lawrence was the quarterback.
All right, I got you. That's fair enough. Look, I don't trust that quarterback. I like NC State. I'm just saying I like Virginia. They're over 7.5. They got a soft schedule. I mean, they don't play any tough road games. I mean, they do have to play Miami and Pitt, but those games are at home. Pitt lost a ton. I mean, they got Keaton Slovis from USC, but I mean, Kenny Pickett's gone. They got a tough schedule to open, so you never know where they're going to go. I'm not feeling the Pittsburgh.
No, I'm with you, man.
And then there's a lot of love for Miami, but boy, they're at A&M, at Clemson, at Virginia Tech. I get it. Their quarterback Van Dyke had a great year last year, 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. They got their returning running back. Kevin Steele goes over to take care of the defense there for the Hurricanes under Mario Cristobal. We saw what Mario did in Oregon. He turned them into a very physical team that typically you don't see out in the Pac-12. So, well, look, you got hurt by a couple of games. I get it.
I hold a grudge, man. I hold a grudge.
Mario's a good coach, and he'll have Miami going. They're recruiting like crazy in Miami with NIL, but I think they're a couple of years away. So
yeah, I got a little something to talk about later here.
So I don't hate Virginia coming out of that coastal. You got Duke, Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech that you don't like. North Carolina's going to fall off. I mean, they lost their quarterback. Your favorite OC over there in North Carolina.
Yeah, what was the all goes? What they call it? Yeah.
You're not a fan of the Phil Longo?
The hell he had AJ. Brown and DK
AJ
Metcalf
Brown,
and
DK Metcalf.
couldn't freaking muster 20 points a game.
What's the tight end? He couldn't find a.
Dawson, yeah, had him blocking down every freaking play. Good God, the guy went to the NFL, became a juggernaut.
Yeah.
Prayers to his brother.
So yeah, you're telling me in Coastal, hey, give me the Virginia Cavaliers, and I think you might see an NC State Virginia championship game. But I got NC State coming out on top. NC State winning the ACC at plus 750. I think it's gone down some since I posted that number. So of course they change every day, but get in on the NC State Wolfpack early.
I
like me.
Like your enthusiasm. I'm gonna bet them. Take Clemson.
Hey, you like Clemson?
Take Clemson off the board.
Take them down. Nobody likes them.
Gaudy orange.
So what did you got to say? You got something to say about what I had to say there? I don't.
No. I was talking about the NIL.
You want to bring up Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher?
It's coming.
Their feud.
It's coming. That conference is coming. I'm about to hurt somebody's feelings.
All right. So again, recap. Paul's got the Clemson Tigers winning the ACC. He likes Florida State maybe to pick up a couple more wins this year. And no love for the Virginia Tech Hokies. Fade the Tech.
Like Metallica, though.
They got a great thing going in Blacksburg, but you got to win.
It helps.
It's a scoreboard business. You got
what
win.
I mean, what else is Virginia Tech good at? Well, I mean, what sport do you know them for? Are they like a baseball school?
No.
Do they play the tennis?
I don't think so.
I'm not even going to talk about pickleball.
Are you
yes,
sure?
I am. Yes,
gonna bring
I
in,
am.
has anybody sent you any instructions
no,
or a diagram or anything?
Since I'm on a 3 podcast run about pickleball, I'm going to start my own damn show. So I
have to get some video and learn how to play it.
No, I'm not even kidding. I got sent one of our loyal listeners, and there's been people that really helped us out when we started this thing, and we appreciate everything they do. Sent me a link to some pickleball.
Yeah.
And I was looking.
Were you intrigued?
I couldn't. I guess. I mean, it's exactly kind of what I thought it was. It's tennis, but you don't have to run as much.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I
think they play with a paddle. It's not a racket.
I feel like I could do it with one of those beer helmets on with 2 beers and
a straw.
This one kid, man, he hit it, and they hit it real fast. You're close to get it, so he hit it behind his back,
Yeah.
And he didn't get the point or whatnot, but I thought it was awesome. Good stuff.
He didn't get the point. You told me all that to tell me he didn't get the point.
No, his
Well, he hit it in the
partner
net.
shit
Oh,
the
his
bed.
partner.
They play
Of course,
partner.
let's blame it on the partner.
Yeah, he didn't do well.
He makes a great play in the partner.
There's something to that pickleball. I think it ought to pick up.
I think we should become a team, and then we'll go out there and play a little bit. You don't want to partner with me in the pickleball?
Yeah, I mean, but I just don't see. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm not running.
I think you got to do a little bit of running.
Not a fan.
No running.
No.
We like to sit and watch.
Well, let's call it.
We could call it.
Yeah, next time somebody does a pickleball match tournament, let us know. We'll come call that thing.
Absolutely.
It's really quick. Have you ever watched it? It's like. I mean,
They'll have to give us nicknames so we can call it. Like, don't give us your whole name. Just give us a letter. A hits it to D.
Yeah,
D back to C.
Yeah, back forth.
Slam and point. Side out. I don't know. I have no idea. We'll have to learn. Maybe we'll have to read a book or something.
Start from the bottom. Look at us. Now we're here. All right, here we go.
All right. So no more of the ACC. We're done there. Clemson, NC State. We don't like Virginia Tech. We don't like. I'm not a big fan of the Pittsburgh Panthers this year. I just think they lost too much. Not that they won't go bowling, but I'm going to be watching them pretty close. If they're favored real big, watch some of that. So, and now to the conference we all know and love in this area, anyway.
Yeah.
The SEC.
Yeah.
And we say that like there's a lot of parity, like there's somebody that's going to beat.
Depends on who you talk to. All right, I want to start by saying we can't all go 11-1, 12-0. We can't. I mean,
Are you sure?
You can't do it, and I get it. That's what we're gonna do. But we can't.
My team's going 11-1. Your team's going 11-1.
So we're gonna have to look at it through realistical. I think I made a word up there.
Realistical.
We're gonna roll.
You
with
can
it.
do. It's your podcast. You can say what you want to say.
We should use umption.
Umption.
No,
We got a lot of things. You got to do better. A lot. Got to do better.
We are about to do better.
I don't want it.
Get ready to
buy a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah.
All right. So why don't we do it this way? Why don't we just take it by divisions?
All right.
So we'll start with the East. We'll start with the SEC East, and give me your rundown of the SEC East, and then I'll give you mine, and we'll discuss it, and then we'll move along.
Okay.
That is some great stuff you got for us, Paul.
Man, look, I ain't gonna lie. I got stuff in the East. I didn't really do a whole lot there because the people around here I've talked to. I mean, you want to talk about Georgia for 45 minutes? That's Georgia. I mean,
do you really think he's a good quarterback?
No.
I don't. I don't think he's a good quarterback at all. Did he win the title? Absolutely. He went along for the ride with that defense. I mean, what they put 7 or 8 guys in the NFL, 4 or 5 in the first round.
Yeah, I can't remember what their. Hold on here, I got no.
That defense is not going to be as good this year as it was last year, and I can't see Stetson Bennett just saying, "Hey, come on, guys, I'll take you to the wins."
I mean, I literally looked at Vanderbilt more than I looked at South Carolina, Florida, and Georgia. I mean, why is South Carolina in the SEC? They don't even have a rival in the SEC. I'm not worried about them. It's Spencer Rattler. I mean, come on.
And he had one good year until he got in Lincoln Riley's doghouse last year.
I wonder what that entails. Be a fun book later.
I'm sure we'll get some of that in a couple of years.
No, I mean, I really dove into Tennessee.
Okay. What do we like about or don't like about Tennessee?
Tennessee's got 14 returning starters. Second year under Heupel. I mean, their defense was what held them back last year. If they can get any kind of pressure on that defensive front line and get some kind, because across the league, the quarterbacks are great.
Yes,
there's
absolutely.
not. It's
I agree with that.
It's fun. I mean, 10 years ago, it was defense wins championships, and that has. I don't know if Ole Miss started that bullshit or what, but
them being bad.
Yeah, them being terrible on the defense. Anyways. But I think they get better. I mean, I like Heupel. I like what they got going. I think they'll start 5-0. I mean, it's. I mean, like I said, I hope they get to have their golf balls and mustard ready. They get maybe celebrating this year. I don't know.
Tennessee 5-0. I'm gonna look at that schedule. Yeah. Oh yeah, got them taking down Pitt.
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah.
LSU at Pitt. It's a tough schedule.
I'm gonna get up. Let me know when you're ready to talk about the West. I'll start with LSU.
No, we're good. We're still on the East.
I know you just you run us down on the East. I'll be honest with you guys. I just didn't.
You just didn't?
No, I don't see.
Not a fan?
No, like I said, the whole state of Florida is just whack. Except for Florida State, they're gonna be good this year.
But you said the whole state, and then you run back to Florida State.
Well, there's so much. Like, they never get it together.
Billy Napier's a really good coach, but I think he's going to take some time.
So was McElwain. He's at Central Michigan now, just winning games. They found a way to get rid of him. What do you? I mean, whatever. What do I know?
Yeah. All right. Well, Vanderbilt. I thought you said you had some information on Vanderbilt. They're in the East.
Yeah. They have 13 returning starters. Here's what pisses me off.
Oh, here we go.
They had one really good offensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And guess who came and got him?
Alabama.
Can leave Vanderbilt alone.
That's not even cool. That's like taking somebody's lunch money. That's like a 6th grader taking my 1st grader's lunch money. Not cool at all.
What? That one guy. Like, you couldn't just let them have a guy that could protect the quarterback. He's probably the left tackle too.
Go get Central Arkansas's left tackle. Go get somebody from from a. It's just raid right in your own Vanderbilt didn't deserve that. That's not cool.
You probably don't even need him.
Bama, he's probably not even starting. He's a backup. He's depth.
Damn long snapper. But the Clark Lee comes from Notre Dame.
He's trying, man. He's trying.
I'll get into Brian Kelly in a minute. Whatever. Honestly, I don't give a shit about the East. Who cares? That's over there.
I get it. All right. Well,
sorry, but not sorry.
You're good. Yeah, I don't trust Florida. Anthony Richardson, really? I get it. Like I said, Billy Napier's a good coach, but Anthony Richardson, what did he show you last year? Anything? That he could throw a lot of balls to the other team when they're playing LSU? Remember that wonderful, glorious day?
Didn't both of them throw like 5 picks?
It was just brutal. Just absolutely brutal.
Pretty sure we bet on them.
Oh, we were right there on the Gator nose.
Probably went back in at halftime, got some more. Eventually, they'll quit throwing it to the wrong team. No, they didn't.
They didn't. Georgia has got. Look, I don't like the quarterback, and that's fine. But they're young on defense. But it's just like Bama when they're young on defense, they're still uber talented. So they'll figure it out for sure. Tennessee, I had some notes on Tennessee. I like Tennessee after I took a look at them more. That offense returns a lot of people. You got Hendon Hooker. You got 3 of the top 4 running backs back. The O-line should be pretty good. And this is year 2 in that up-tempo, hyper offense. And they seemed to adapt to it pretty well last year. Yeah. If the defense improves at all, they're going to be a handful.
Tennessee fans, just hear me out. Get out of your own way.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah, have a good time.
Have a good time. Jeez. You're not going to go 11-1 every year, 10-2, or 9-3. It's not. This ain't your Peyton Manning Tennessee Volunteers.
You got a good team, and they're fun to watch. Man.
Absolutely. And they packed the stadium. Stop with the mustard and the golf balls.
And they got all the lights.
All the lights. It was fantastic.
Incredible.
Yeah, they put on a show last year.
You got a good team this year. Hey, get behind them, support them. Don't worry about nothing else.
That's right. I'm with you. And then, you know me, Paul. I just couldn't take. I've been on this team before. Remember I called them when they finally beat Florida 2 years ago? Took them straight up. They finally beat Florida after
Talk about the basketball school?
Yeah. We're a basketball school, he said.
That's what he said.
Mark Stoops clapped back. He said, no, sir. We are a football school. Will Levis, lots of hype, a lot of NFL hype.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's really good. He was good. He's the best quarterback they've had since probably Tim Couch. Or what was the big dude? Jerry Lorenzen.
Yeah.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
That kid was an athlete.
Absolutely. I like Kentucky. If all the hype is real about Will Levis, they're going to be an absolute handful. Did lose some on defense, but he's a good coach over there. He's done well. Who would have thought Kentucky be where they are now? So I'm actually going to take a flyer here. I'm going to take Kentucky to win the East. I'm going to supplant Georgia. Georgia's coming off they're going to be on a national championship hangover.
Yeah.
Stetson Bennett is not going to be able to lead that team to wins. Last year, defense won those games, and rightfully so. They were incredible.
Yeah.
So
they were just barely better than Clemson's offense. So
right.
And, there you go.
And you did bring up Spencer Rattler. I got a good stat here about Shane Beamer. He proved me. I thought that was an awful hire for South Carolina when they got Shane Beamer last year. They did not lose back-to-back games last year in his first year, and they had a GA starting at quarterback.
Yeah, I watched their spring game, which I know that don't mean shit, but I don't really watch to see what they do. I just watch to see energy and watch to see how the coach is responding.
Yeah.
And that dude is a ball of energy. I know most coaches are, but
But it's good. I mean, it's good energy.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not over the top. He gets the players on board.
You can tell he's a coach's son kind of deal. He's like he knows he's got it. He's gonna be okay.
He's been there before, been around.
And South Carolina, for some reason, has got all the money. Well,
I mean, yeah, they're doing something right. I don't know. I mean, they got in the transfer portal really good, like some other teams have, and I'm going to watch South Carolina. I'm intrigued. I'd like to see if Spencer Rattler doesn't pan out, though. I mean, that's a loss for them because they kind of put their eggs in the Spencer Rattler basket, if you will.
Yeah, I don't know.
So anyway, it's gonna be tough over there. I don't think it's just. I mean, at the bottom you got Missouri and Vanderbilt, obviously, and then I think Florida takes a step back, and South Carolina's going to be in the middle with Florida, and then you got Tennessee, Georgia, Kentucky, and I, for some reason, going to take a flyer on Kentucky.
I don't hate it.
I mean, they got one of the best names at running back, and he's still there. Did you know Cavassier Smoke is still toting the rock in Kentucky?
Wasn't there a Cavassier Smoke and a Smoke Sunday at Auburn or something?
And there was a Smoke Monday. And didn't he?
A Monday.
Right? Isn't that what it was? Yeah.
All the smoke in the
a lot of
SEC.
smoke. Why do we should get a smoke.
Yeah, that's what we need, a big stogie.
Is this room big enough for two? I don't think it's big enough for two of those. That'd be bad.
Yeah, this podcast.
I know my truck's not big enough. We won't ever do that again. Oh, the debacle. Took me 5 months to get the smell out of that thing.
It was a fun ride home, though.
Even after a losing day, we enjoyed the road down a bike trail.
To be honest with you, I don't feel like we've ever lost.
Even when we lose, we celebrate like we find a way.
It's a party.
Yeah, we find a way to party. Absolutely. Okay, so that's the East. He's got Georgia. I've got Kentucky. We both are like the Volunteers. Going to be a good team. Watch them early. They get Pitt early, so you should know something pretty soon on the Volunteers. And I like Kentucky to upset the Bulldogs. I know that's a long shot, but if the quarterback is anything like the NFL scouts say, look out for the Wildcats.
You know what? Another thing too about that is if he's that good and they got like 4 losses, well, they pull that bullshit where they sit him.
Oh, like for the bowl game or something?
Yeah, late in the year, they're not gonna do shit. They
just quit trying to sit her down.
What's their rivalry game at the end of the year? Louisville.
Yeah.
What is them in South Carolina? If you don't want to be in SEC, go over there with
somebody else.
Clemson and whatnot, Louisville and all that shit. There's plenty of teams that want to come to the SEC.
Yeah.
And there's some that act like they do, and they just go, well, we'll wait 2 years. Well, you know.
Yeah, Oklahoma and Texas, I think, are dragging on purpose.
Yeah. Anyways, all
right. Well, let's move to the West. We all know who's in the West. So, all right, Paul. I mean, I know who's going to win the West. So let's just talk about the other teams, and we can go from there, right? Or you just want to mention them? You're going to just tell everybody who's going to win the West?
All right.
They literally have the best player on each side of the football in the country.
Yeah.
If you ask me, I think, I don't know. C.J. Stroud may be better than Bryce Young, but Bryce Young, 1 or 2 on offense, and then Will Anderson is just an absolute monster on the other side of the football. He could be a long shot for your Heisman if you're looking to get some odds. Take Will Anderson.
I love taking a defensive player, but they'll never give it to him because it's not fun or popular or whatever.
I think he should win it. You could make a case for him last year. And if he even proves at all, he's going to be a huge handful. And
I mean, they got to replace, I think it was Evan Neal or whatever. But, I mean, they probably got 3 guys behind.
Probably had 3 5-stars sitting on the bench.
They probably got a Neil Evans on the bench that's waiting to go in there and fucking. Just whatever, you know.
Well, and they even went out and stole. Not only did they steal a guy from Vanderbilt, they got Eli Ricks from LSU to come join the secondary. I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah, and addition to.
In addition.
Saban's got the red ass.
Oh, he does now. Yeah.
He's got the red ass. I mean, they're gonna go 12-0 in my opinion, or 14-0, or 15, however many games they make them play before they give them the trophy.
Yep.
But
I'm looking for October the 8th in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, A&M.
A&M comes to town.
I got a note down here. I got against the state of Texas this year.
Oh my God! What's the combined score?
104-17. You heard it here first.
104-17.
Go bet it.
I'm gonna say you gotta lay the points and if it's less than 25 against Texas, if it's 25 or under, I'm laying. If it's maybe 26, I might lay them. If that's gonna be gross.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you?
And then when it comes to A&M, you talking about number one, they lost last year, and then the little Saban and Jimbo feud in the offseason. That's going to be a nightmare for the Aggies.
Another thing too. Do you want to get into the feud a little bit?
Yeah, we can go there.
All right. So cheating is legal.
Yes.
Big teams are pissed off because everybody gets to do it.
Everybody gets.
So now they got to go to their damn donors and go, "Hey, we need more money.
We got to start a collective, an NIL collective.
Yeah, we got to get more money, and then it's legal and all that." Now they're pissed off because they actually got to go sell the program even more than they had before. And I get that. I mean, I guess I don't know, but if you make cheating legal, this is what you're gonna get.
Yeah, and there's going to be no more parity now. I mean, the same teams. I mean, we're talking about the same teams: Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia. I mean, Georgia doesn't even have some of the money and A&M, they got all the money in the world, and they still can't win.
In a weird way, though, it benefits you to be, I'm not saying middle tier, but so you can replace players that leave whatever, especially after COVID when everybody got that extra year.
Right, the super year, yeah.
Yeah, they got an extra year and they did all that. But you can replace players through transfer portal and all that other stuff. But if you're a top tier team like Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, and all these that keep pumping up this talent, you can't do anything with them going to the NFL. They're gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So there's no extra year for NFL talent. They're gone. You can't do that. So they're having to reload when some of those teams were. So a lot of that parity got caught up a little bit.
Well, the problem though,
and the money
is that they just go steal the best players from the other teams,
and
it's because of the transfer. So not only now do the transfer portal became a thing, they go steal players after it was a player they might have recruited, but they weren't really sure. That player goes to a Sun Belt team or AAC team, and then they have 2 great years, and then Alabama or Georgia or A&M goes and steals them, and now they have more success because of NIL, because they can just throw more money at them.
Well, I don't know.
That's tough. They're gonna have to do something about it because it's just gonna get worse and worse. I'm curious what happens when some of these players bust. You go out and you get a $1 million deal in NIL, and then you never see the field.
Yeah.
What happens?
I've kicked this around a lot, and I've heard this from people at different places or whatever. And there's so much money in the SEC. It's hard to imagine that on a Saturday afternoon at 3:30, when they tee that ball up, it's on the level. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, you get shit. There's a lot of money on these 18, 22-year-old kids, unless you're at BYU and you're 35. But
now you're looking into 401ks and
you're trying to get kids into college.
Get your baby's college money going.
That's important too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I don't.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, these guys are out there and they're playing their hearts out and all that. We need to. Anyway, let's just. Alabama's gonna. I mean, in my opinion, they're gonna just roll. I got mine kind of in a little alphabet. I mean,
Let's do it alphabetically. Let's just take one team at a time. We did Alabama. And let's talk about Arkansas. Just jump right in. Arkansas, the Razorbacks.
They got all their players coming back on offense almost. They're gonna be good, dude. Barry Odom's coming back. Kendall Briles is coming back. Sam Pittman, who I thought was a terrible hire, is outstanding.
He has made an absolute fool out of me and you both. I did not see that coming.
No, he's a great coach. I'm very happy for him. and he's likable.
That's
Big
the
old
thing.
lovable dude
That's
out there
the,
just winning ball games.
We're out there thinking there's no way he's going to be. I mean, this is not going to work, and then he
Yeah.
wins you over with everything he does, and then he goes out there and wins.
I like to see teams do well. I don't know. I like to see every SEC West team lose one game a year, except for the team up there in the North Mississippi area.
We'll get to them too.
Yeah.
But that's a tough schedule. I think they could be better than last year and have a worse record. I mean, that schedule is not friendly.
I kind of it's the kind of where I led with the first of each of these defensive the front seven have to get in the backfield. They have to. I mean, these quarterbacks are too good.
Mm-hmm.
Too good. I got them going 9-3. I got to lose in the
9-3.
I got to lose in the BYU, Mississippi State, and Alabama.
Okay.
Ole Miss and Cincinnati are a toss up. I don't know nothing about Cincinnati. I'll be honest with you. I didn't cap them. I'm sure they're gonna be good on defense.
Yeah, I think they're falling off. I mean, they lose Ritter. I mean, that's tough. You lose one of the best players you've had in that program. Yeah. And then the guy on the defense, Sauce
Gardner.
Yeah, wasn't he over there in the Cincinnati Bearcats?
Another thing I want everybody to pay attention to also, if you're going to bet these games, and I have not done a really good job in the past because like Saturday morning you get up, and the SEC does a great job of hiding this bull crap. Find out who the damn umpire and the referee is going to be. If Mark Curls, I'm sorry,
awful. Every crew he had that he led last year was bad.
If this fucker is involved in an Arkansas game or an Ole Miss game, anything to do with anybody playing one of the upper tier, Alabama, Georgia, blah blah, don't bet that game because it don't matter how hard these kids play, they're gonna get robbed.
Yeah,
and it's a damn crime that this dude's still running around throwing fucking flags around. Anyways.
Didn't he do it twice? Was it 2 years ago in the Arkansas-Auburn game that was the...
It was Arkansas-Auburn and
Bo
Florida.
Nix fumbled, or they didn't call it a fumble, or then in the Auburn... Because it had Auburn both times, and it was the Auburn-Ole Miss game. Where the guy fumbled out of the end zone on the kickoff.
Yeah, and he touched it.
Yeah, he touched it.
And they reviewed it and said he didn't touch it.
And still said he did, yeah. It's just awful. And I think that was back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
And insane. Then we come to find out it's the same crew. At least that guy was leading the crew.
And I'm not 100% sure that there's a place you can go to find out where they get assigned to.
I don't think.
At what time?
I don't know.
I mean, honestly, I think they do that shit on purpose.
I don't know. I mean, that be a conspiracy with the umps. That'd be tough. I mean, everybody would have to be honest.
It's a lot of money, man.
I know there's a lot of money. A lot of money being bet too.
They're probably going to get canceled by the SEC.
We are. Yeah. We're done. Yeah, we're done.
They're going to check her bag.
They got to see us first. I don't know. It may be a while. So, you like him. KJ Jefferson.
I do.
Had a good year last year.
I do. I think he's really good. Kid from Sardis.
Yeah.
Young man from Sardis.
Not far from here. What is it? About an hour? Yeah. Hour and 15 minutes from here.
He's a big old dude. Even if the play breaks down, he's got a chance to save it. I mean, he does. They've got a good team. I like them.
Our boy's back on D. By the way, he is coming back.
I'm going to let you do it.
Oh, Bumper Pool. I mean, come on. That's a great name, especially on defense over there. I don't know how long Bumper's been in school, but it seems like a while. So maybe we've just heard that name a lot.
If you're a middle linebacker, I mean, you kind of want your name to be Bumper.
Right.
And I envision him with a mohawk.
Oh, if he doesn't have a mohawk, he's just doing it wrong, right? You get
Yeah, we'll write him a letter. We got to figure this old social media shit out.
There's TikTok, a lot going on. We're going to need a whole TikTok tutorial or something.
Yeah. What a debacle.
All right, so we got some love for Arkansas. Again, it's hard to make all these teams good, but Arkansas's got a lot returning. Good coach. He'll keep them stable. KJ Jefferson, good quarterback. Schedule is tough. I mean, they're at A&M. They get Bama, and A&M and Bama back to back. And then they go to State, who State beat them last year, and then they go to BYU.
I don't know why people keep scheduling these.
That is
storming
rough. I mean, those are three out of four of those are road games. You got at A&M, at State, at BYU, with Alabama sprinkled in there at home. I mean, that like I said, they could be a really good team and be worse record wise than they were last year.
For those of y'all out there that don't pay attention to this, BYU, we talked about it a little bit. They go on mission. They got older players. They do not. They play dirty. They will hurt you.
Well, they're grown men playing against kids.
They will. I mean, if you're gonna play them and think you're gonna go back in your schedule and be healthy, it's not. They're gonna. Don't schedule BYU. I love the Storming Mormons, man. I love to watch them play.
Hey, unless they're playing a team with my second favorite color.
No.
Yeah, what happened there? Remember that? Or did I even get paid up on that bet? Did we?
Of course you did.
I did.
Yeah, you drank them all. Well, no, or probably one.
Chanticleers take down the BYU Cougars. Come on.
I would bet that again today, even though it lost. I'd still bet it.
That was the Zach Wilson year too. That was 2 years ago. They still had Zach Wilson. Y'all kept telling me he was the left-handed Joe Montana or some craziness, or the next Steve Young.
I didn't know he was sleeping his way through the the damn.
Hey, good news about Zach Wilson though. He's not severely injured. Looks like he's gonna be okay. Play for the Jets.
Good news for our boy Elijah Moore.
That's right. Very good.
Fantasy draft 615.
All right. So next up is the Auburn Tigers. There's a lot going on in Auburn, Alabama.
I think that LSU may beat Auburn this year.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm not a fan of. I'm going to be honest with you. So they had Mike Bobo as the offensive coordinator.
Okay.
So they were not great on offense last year. They had Bo Nix over there running around trying to do shit, and it was whatever. But they promoted from within, right? If you're good and you promote up, that's great. Hey, get it. Keep that line intact.
Yeah.
But if you suck and you go and get the guy that was helping him, what are you asking for?
Well, didn't Brian Harsin go out and get new people? Did they let him go get new people? I know it was a whole big ordeal. He first came in. What, last year was his second year? Last year was his first year, was it? I don't remember.
Yeah, last year was his first year, I think. But they went out and got some training. They got Zach Calzada,
who's not even going to start. From what I think, T.J. Finley's going to win that job.
He wasn't the best quarterback at A&M. The other guy got hurt, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But he beat Alabama. Wasn't he the quarterback when they played Alabama?
He did. Calzada beat him.
No kicker went out there and got after it.
Yeah, he did.
What a great video.
Well, it was good.
It was a fun video.
Heartwarming.
Yeah, they are. Anytime Alabama loses, roll tide.
Roll tide.
Roll elephant. T.J. Finley from LSU, whatever. And Robbie Ashford, I remember that name.
Oh, yeah, Robbie Ashford, that's right.
He's there too.
Mm-hmm. He's in the mix.
The only thing about him, I go back to this shit, and probably people are tired of me saying this, but Auburn, Alabama, Georgia, they're going to get help from the SEC. That's fucking the SEC based out of Birmingham.
Look, I think Brian Harsin is a good coach. I just don't think he fits at Auburn. I mean, they have ways that they want to run things there, and he needs to have more autonomy there that I don't think he has. Ooh. Big word. Yeah, we'll write that out. We'll spell it out next time so everybody will understand.
Way to go. I like that. Way to go.
The quarterback thing is all up in the air. Who's going to be the starter? We still don't know. Tank Bigsby's great, the running back. Of course, wouldn't you know it? I mean, anytime people think Auburn's down and out, here they come. And next thing you know, they're 10-2 and they're competing. I just don't see it. I don't like the Auburn Tigers this year at all.
Yeah. They may be better than
there's too much going on. Hell, they tried to have a coup and get Brian Harsin out. And he fought that off, and now he's still coaching there. So that's a tough.
Wasn't that over a shot or something?
It's over all.
It's funny
tough.
how those
they just brought up stories and trying to get him out.
That's what they do. Awful. They make up. I mean, I didn't say they make up stuff, but like some stuff at a big school don't mean nothing.
I mean, when your big celebration is rolling the trees. I mean, I got problems with that. I mean, come on.
Don't talk about them trees.
Well, we didn't poison them. I mean, that
my daughter Alabama, my son Crimson Tide.
My son.
That's a classy bunch, baby.
class. I mean, yeah, who poisons trees, man? That's awful. Goodness. But I mean, how's that become a? Let's go throw toilet paper on the big trees at the corner.
I did. I was kind of looking at some stuff earlier. Just whatever. So let me ask you a question.
All right, I'm all ears.
If I am a student athlete, and I'm playing at a college, I'm playing college football.
Okay.
In today's age, where there's betting lines and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
and I go out and I bet on my team to win a ball game.
Ooh, that's a no-no.
Okay, is it?
Yes.
How long has that been a no-no?
Forever.
Since the beginning of
Ask
time.
Pete Rose.
Good point. All right.
I mean,
so if you're a college athlete and you go bet on yourself to win a ball game and you win and you collect your money, that is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, if we're talking about cheating,
okay,
that Paul Bear Bryant did that?
How dare you?
I have
How
done
dare
it.
you besmirch his name?
I've
How
done
dare
it.
you?
Y'all at me, do whatever you want, but fact check me. It happened.
Are you telling me the Bear bet on his own games?
Bet on his own. I don't know about all of them, but he bet on one.
Paul, you do know everything on the internet's not true, right?
Yeah, it is.
Everything.
Of course it is.
How could it be up there if it's not real?
People don't lie.
No.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, I read the Inquirer just to get all the good news.
1934 Rose Bowl.
1934 Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
This is going way back.
Alabama.
This was just before I was born. I mean,
Alabama. Yeah, they beat the Stanford. What are now the Cardinals. Back then they had a different name that they frown upon people saying these days.
Well, no, they're not the Cardinals. They're just the one Cardinal. The Stanford Cardinal.
Why are they not the tree? I don't understand. They should be a tree.
The hell's the tree about? I don't even know. I don't.
I don't know the tree on the
Look,
sideline.
we have no right to get talking about mascots. So
No, that's true.
the team with no mascot is coming up.
Yeah, they beat them 29-13. The story goes that Paul Bear Bryant got his buddies together. They all pitched in enough money to get them $5 loaded up. They laid it with the local Louis the Lip.
Oh yeah.
Went down there to Louis' house, said, "Hey, we're gonna lay her bet on herself here," and I think they collected right at $1 a piece. I don't know how many it was. That's the story, and like I said, man, it may not be true, but I read it.
You read it, so it's there.
And I know that's sacrilege, and I get it, but whatever.
Poor Calvin Ridley. Can't play.
Oh,
He should have gone to massage parlors instead of he could still play this year.
dude.
I mean, come on. But that's the NFL. We'll talk about that another time. I mean, honestly, you're telling me you get 33 women complaints and you get 11 games and you lay a $1,500 bet and you get an entire season. I don't see the correlation. I fail to find what they are seeing there.
Yeah, well, I'm already slowly off the rails right now. Don't think for 1 minute I have forgot about you, my Cowboys fans. It's coming.
Look, there's nothing good gonna be said on this
It's coming.
on this here podcast about the Cowboys.
It's happening. Just stay tuned.
And I got family that if they watch are gonna get all up in a roar.
All right.
All right, so next on the docket is the LSU Tigers.
Hold on, let me
Give me your best Brian Kelly impression. You want to stand up and do the TikTok now? You want to do
throw
that?
my damn hip out. Let me get a drink.
What do you talk about? Off to a bad start. That was a bad start.
All right, so
The accent. I mean, we're country, but this is just how we. I mean, we can't help it.
I can't do it any different.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't try to go up north and talk. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
go to
I
Louisiana and
love
speak
going.
Cajun.
Yeah, you go up to Nebraska or whatever. They're like, say it again.
Say it again.
Say it again.
I ain't saying it, but one more
Jesus
time.
Christ,
Hey, you
man.
heard me or you didn't?
Yeah, you're gonna start paying for this entertainment. So it's been documented that the SEC as a whole will give a coach heart problems.
Yeah.
Ask Urban Meyer. It will make you. And I don't know. I mean, they got 6 returning starters total, 3 on offense, 3 on defense.
Wait a minute. I've been told that they're super talented. Like LSU may be back, but just because of Brian Kelly's got them organized, they're not disorganized anymore from Ed Orgeron. Are you telling me that's not the case?
All right, so I was going to go a bunch of different ways, and I had to catch myself. Ed Orgeron, we know well. Did he leave? There's nothing there. There's nothing there. They're gonna. I'm gonna get my popcorn ready. I might even get some mustard in honor of Tennessee this year. I don't know. Mustard on a popcorn probably terrible, but whatever. They're going to be losing in Death Valley, and that train wreck is going to be epic to watch.
Look, yeah, I think he's a good coach, but I mean, what is he coaching? I mean, they went and got Jaden Daniels from where? Oh, Arizona State. He's going to be their quarterback. Jaden Daniels. Max Johnson left. Miles Brennan quit. He literally quit. He retired from football forever.
I'd rather go read books.
He took his money and ran. He said, "No, I'm out. I'm
gonna start a car dealership and hell with this shit. I don't
like
like running either.
I mean,
and that's what they're gonna be doing is running.
I'm not saying they're not gonna be good in the future because LSU always finds ways to get talent, but
a lot of money in LSU too, man.
Right, but I mean, not this year. I don't. I'm with you.
If they lose to Florida State in NOLA,
well, that's gonna be beautiful. I mean, that's gonna be awful.
Terrible shit.
That's good.
Terrible shitty guys. Oh boy, that honeymoon will be over
Quick.
How much did they pay him? It's like
I'm sure it's $4 million or north of it.
I mean,
every coach in the SEC makes about $4 million.
If they went they went out there and got him from Notre Dame, and Notre Dame don't really tell all their stuff about what they pay.
Yeah.
Cause I think they're private or whatever. But
I know Vanderbilt does that. They don't have to disclose anything.
I hope I'm wrong for my LSU brethren out there, but I don't see it, buddy.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a rough year, transition year, as they say. Well, you know what letter comes after L? All right, we're gonna our home state, Mississippi State Bulldogs.
17 starters coming back from my maroon and white.
80% production from last year returns for the Bulldogs.
That boy's good.
Mike Leach.
I'm not down. The kid Will Rogers, he presented I think it was 75 or something percent of his passes last year. I get he did.
He's throwing 7-yard slams.
Yeah, but dude, I've seen quarterbacks that can't do that with nobody.
That's true. And not against air. Couldn't do it in shorts against air. Couldn't throw it 7 yards.
Oh, man. They'll be good up front. They'll be able to do the things I talk about. They'll be able to get pressure in the backfield. They'll go get them. And another year, under the system for everybody.
In the Leach offense.
He may be able to matriculate a little further down the field. He may be able to throw it more than 10 yards. We don't know.
This is true.
What did they hang on LSU last year, speaking of? 50 points? Wasn't that last year they went and beat the shit? Everybody's like, oh, let's see LSU about to beat the hell out of them.
I think that
was... It was like, ding, 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 ding. It's like a damn ping pong game.
I think that was the year before what was the guy that was there before? Moorhead.
Was it Moorhead?
That was the COVID year, I think, where they beat the hell out of LSU early in the season.
Yeah.
I think.
I look for that offense to open up. Though.
Speaking of, they play LSU third game of the season this year.
Beat the shit out of them.
At LSU.
They'll moonwalk in there and.
They got the big revenge game early, game 1, the Memphis Tigers, where they got screwed out of that game last year with Memphis.
Speaking of referees and umpires,
that was awful. That was terrible.
I ain't even looked at Memphis. To be honest with you, I don't even know what they got.
I don't know. I hadn't touched Memphis.
I hope they do well.
They got that quarterback he plays as a freshman last year. He's come back as a sophomore. He was pretty good, but that's about all I know. Yeah, MSU, they returned 11 of 14 defenders. Of their top defenders, 11 of them are coming back. This probably going to be the best defense that Mike Leach has ever coached, ever had.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean? And it may be the last best one because they don't do a whole lot of recruiting on the defensive side under Mike Leach. But,
they'll have 18 6'5", 400-pound dudes though. It'll be like a buffet of men up there just blocking away.
They don't run the ball though. I mean, that's the thing. You're in the SEC.
that.
I don't know how they're gonna continue. Yeah, I think they're gonna be a decent team. I mean, Rodgers was 36 touchdowns against 9 interceptions last year.
What?
Don't push it down the field. They don't run it, but hey, that system's been working for a long time.
I don't understand. Was it Troy? Who was it? Like 2 years ago, state scheduled on the road. It was like I don't even know. It wasn't even a 2-for-1. It was like they went a home and away with some like whack school or something. And now they schedule Arizona in Arizona. Why are you going to Arizona and playing at Arizona?
And they're terrible. They'll beat the absolute hell out of Arizona.
But why go to Arizona? I don't understand what they're doing. I don't.
Because they had to have a Power 5.
I got them going 6-0 headed to Lexington. If they get by Kentucky, then they got Tuscaloosa, the Alabama Royal Elephant.
You got them beating A&M and Arkansas?
Yeah, they're going to beat Arkansas.
Well, they get Arkansas at home and A&M at home, which they beat both of those teams last year.
I like Arkansas.
Hey, speaking of, they got Bowling Green. I think Bowling Green's going to be okay this year in the MAC. There, if we ever talk
best looking uniforms in the whole planet.
If we ever do a Wednesday podcast where we talk about Thursday MACtion, you know I'm all about the Thursday night MACtion.
Hell, I thought it was they got Tuesday night games too, don't they?
Yeah, they did last year or the year before when we used to play the cornhole on the Tuesday night, so it'd always be MACtion going on. That was a great time.
All right, so anyways, back to my beloved Bulldogs.
Yeah, anything on the Bulldogs that anything to bring up?
Name to remember, man. Lou Groza. Lou Groza. Massimo Bacardi.
Is a kicker?
He's going to kick it right through the uprights.
Well, they really struggled at kicking last year.
They went and got him one.
Where did he come from?
He's got a fun name, man. I don't know. I didn't write it down. I just love this name. Don't be honest.
Like the name.
Yeah,
do you even know if he's a good kicker?
No.
But he's going to do it.
He's on the team.
Because of his name, right?
Massimo Bacardi.
Hey, look.
And we do like Bacardi.
Hey, sounds like a horse pick to me.
It does.
Pick them by names, baby. And that's a good name. Maybe we should buy a horse and name it.
What's the future bet on the Lou Groza? Is Massimo Bacardi on there? I'm going to find out for the next show. We about to make a
Who's
mint.
on the Lou Groza watch list? That's what we want to know.
This thing's about to go off. It's going to be great. I think the Egg Bowl this year is going to be a good one. I do. It's going to be fun. I got them at 8 or 9 wins at least. I think this is going to be fun for state fans.
They go to Oxford this year.
It doesn't matter though, does it?
For a while there, it did. Everybody was winning at home.
Yeah.
But Ole Miss is winning at state.
And Matt Lucia. He loves the university though, so that's all that freaking matters. He's a good guy.
Does this look familiar?
Yeah. We still ain't figured out what he was looking at.
There's something up there. It's something. Maybe one day we'll get him. He'll tell us what he was looking at up there. I think that's a fair question if we ask him. What was it up there in the Oxford sky, or any sky? It didn't matter. Road, home, didn't matter where he was.
Yeah, Matt Luke actually coming to try to talk to us is a good problem to have. Come on, Matt. Let's have. I've heard you've been to Clarksville a time or two. Holler at us.
That was just rough. There was no way for him to turn that job down, but I don't think he ever should. I mean, he was put in a bad situation. That's tough.
Right.
So after the Mississippi State Bulldogs is the Ole Miss Rebels.
I don't know.
Hey, I think we're all kind of right there.
I don't know. We don't know who the quarterback's going to be.
Still don't know. Have not named the starting quarterback.
We don't know what the new coordinator's going to do. I mean, we just don't know.
There's a lot of unknowns. New OC and new DC.
We can't keep it. Whatever. I don't know.
Levy's gone.
I mean, they did a great job in the portal. I mean, went out there and got Trigg. Trigg's going to be
I think he's going to be a monster at tight end. It may take him a year. I mean, he's young.
Got a great running back group.
Man, that running back room, though, that is something to really look at. Zach Evans and Ulysses Bennett, the fourth, I believe. He's the fourth. Kentrell Bullock stayed. He's coming. And then this freshman from Alabama, Quinshawn Judkins. I mean, that's a
Yeah,
stacked
it's
running
gonna be
back
good.
room. And one thing you know about Kiffin, he's going to fit the offense around his players, not fit
No.
players into a scheme.
Yeah, he's kind of checked his ego. Too.
So one thing I was going to say, if you're talking about check, watch the over-unders on the Ole Miss Rebels early in the season. And if those overs look inflated, like thinking about last year's and the last 2 years under the Kiffin era, if those over-unders are around 60, I'm looking at the under there because I think they're going to be more ball control and run the ball. I mean, they got the running backs to do it, and you don't know about the quarterbacks. Jackson Dart, Luke Altmaier, who's it going to be? I mean, I know he wants to move the ball down the field, but when he had what was the big back he had there at Alabama?
Oh, Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Mark.
And he had like
Mark
three.
Ingram
He had
too,
like
yeah.
300 and something touches under Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's still running over people.
still doing it. NFL. I mean, just a beast.
Their schedule works out great for them too because there's so many. They got time to.
Oh, they
figure
got
it
a
out.
great schedule.
I mean, the last 4 games are a toss up for me. But I mean, if they start out 7-1 or 8-0 or 6-2, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I would not either.
I mean,
They're definitely going to start 4-0, and then they're going to have the big test against Kentucky. Kentucky comes to town, then you'll know. You're not going to know anything until the Kentucky game.
Yeah, I mean, the schedule's going to really play into their favor if they can stay healthy, and they can. I mean, you gotta.
The defense is actually going to be good. I know they lose Sam Williams, and they lose the 2 linebackers and Chance Campbell and Mark Robinson, but they're probably going to be. That's probably going to be their weakest part is the linebacker crew. But Cedric Johnson's going to kind of replace Sam. Well, not replace him, but he was good last year, and he take a step. They're deep on the D line now, which they hadn't been in a long time. But where the money's going to be made is that secondary between recruiting and transfers. That secondary is stout. Miles Battle had moved from wide receiver over there, and he's great.
They'll be able to catch it.
They got a freshman from like New Jersey, Davison. Benison is getting a lot of hype. They still got DeAndre Prince. And then watch out for this one. I think AJ Finley's going to make a lot of noise for maybe. He's not going to overtake Will Anderson for Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, there's no way. But AJ Finley, I'd look for him to make like the first team All SEC defense as a safety. He's only gotten better every year. He's really, really good. But I'd watch out for him.
Yeah, Kiffin needs to go out there. I know we're it's time. I mean, it's either Altmaier or Dart. Pick a horse.
Pick a horse and go. Yeah. I mean, and the sad thing is, not knowing if there's no reason for him not to name a starter. So that's concerning. It should be concerning for Rebel fans because it's not going to hurt you to name a starter. The fact that he hasn't kind of sounds like they're going to figure it out during the season, play them both. And you know what they say, if you got 2 quarterbacks,
you ain't got none.
You ain't got one. Yeah, so he was a big-time transfer, so we'll see. Does he beat out Luke Altmaier? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But I think they've got enough with that running back room and
the schedule's going to really
and with the schedule that maybe they have some time. But if they don't figure it out, that back end of that schedule is going to be brutal. They could lose 4 of the last 5. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be tough on them. Yeah. And then we get to the always overhyped Texas A&M Aggies.
Damn, I done forgot about them.
Do you want to start with their Yale group or whatever?
We were told we can't talk about cheerleaders, Franklin.
Well, they're not cheerleaders. I thought maybe we could talk. I mean,
look, I know a damn cheerleader when I see one. That's a cheerleader.
How come we didn't go join that night when they were having practice down there on Beale Street or up there on Beale Street before they played the Rebels that week last year? You know, they right there at midnight on Beale Street.
I was
showed them how to yell.
100% other things going on at midnight before Saturday. I mean, I don't know what I was doing. You're going to ask Drunk Paul about that, but I'm telling you, it was not cheering for Texas A&M.
I'm going to tell you something. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But the moves are just, I don't.
Come on.
Okay, no.
You want to do it.
No.
You do.
This is a whole new America. You can't go that. I mean, you can't do that.
They get to do it.
They get to do it.
Anyway.
I don't know. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But man, do they love their school? My goodness. I mean, they come out in droves. They pack the, was it the cow? No, that's the damn.
A lot of money down there in the Aggie land, too.
God. They're getting all the recruits.
I mean, like I said,
Ask Jimbo. He says they're doing it all on the up and up. They're not paying out any money.
no, it's just a great
Talk
program. I enjoy the shit out of that Lane Kiffin deal where he's in there too, and the Saban and Jimbo.
Absolutely.
Everybody, I mean, just whenever they play, get your popcorn and just enjoy the show.
It's gonna be something.
If they don't start Haynes King, the kid that started, he's
That's what. Who's
the guy.
playing quarterback? You think it's Haynes King?
The SEC notorious, the top tier defense struggle against a mobile quarterback. The kid is absolutely fly.
He can move.
He's going to be able to get there.
Max Johnson did some things at LSU. I mean, he was not terrible. I mean, he wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination, but.
Yeah. If they can keep King healthy, I think he gives them the best shot.
Well, wasn't he supposed to start last year?
He started.
He got hurt, and Calzada came in. Yeah.
I
mean, they've got. Look, I think they're too young. Did they recruit like gangbusters? Absolutely, but they're super young. I mean, they only returned 60% of their production from last year, and I think it's going to be another disappointing year because anything under winning the West is a disappointment the way they've been hyped. I mean, just because you recruited like you have, they're all young. They're 18 years old. I don't care how many stars they are.
They put a lot of money into it. 23 of the last 26 seasons, they lost at least 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, so how do you trust them? I don't care who's coaching.
They're going to lose 4 games again this year. I got them losing to State, Bama, South Carolina, and Arkansas or Ole Miss.
Yeah, I mean, their best their wide receiver group is not deep, and their best one, Anaya Smith, was arrested back in July, but I think they dropped all the charges. You know, they found a way to get those charges dropped, and he's back playing, but super talented, but super young. I mean, only 11 stars coming back from an 8-4 season. So I don't know.
Yeah, running back.
Man, I don't see it.
I do enjoy a good train wreck. I ain't gonna lie.
It's gonna be fun to watch. I mean, the money they're paying him, is it $10 million a year?
Gives you heart problems.
Goodness gracious. I mean, it's just, I think it's going to be another disappointing year in Aggie land.
We hate all the top tier teams. We love all the, ain't that something?
We don't hate Alabama. I mean, my goodness.
What are you going to do? I mean, I literally talked about their most, they're going to hate me, aren't they? Is there a river between us and Alabama? That's on the other side. Oh,
yes, the other way.
They can just drive over here.
You can just drive right on over
here.
Hey,
there's a lot of guys that work out of Birmingham and all that have been listening to the podcast. And I just want to say, at the bottom of my heart, I apologize.
Did you say anything bad about Bama? What did you say? The Bear Bryant situation.
That's a big deal there. I get it. But, I mean.
And they poisoned trees. I mean.
Well, they didn't.
He was a fan. I mean, don't you just group? Isn't that the way we group everybody together? One bad fan means that everybody's bad.
I don't know, man.
Is Ole Miss ever going to have a mascot again?
Who knows?
Colonel Ref gone, Black Bear gone. The Shark just went missing in the last 2 years. I mean, they didn't even say nothing. He's just MIA, just gone.
We have an identity crisis. We don't even know what our colors are anymore.
Hey, look, give me the powder blue all day. And look, I don't care. You just sprinkle in the red and blue. Those jerseys are fantastic.
All right, well, that's all. I mean, I don't have anything to add on the SEC. I just know, be careful what you're doing with the SEC on these big time games. Pay attention to who the damn umpire group is, and y'all may think I'm kidding and joking, but it's just too much shit there. And I never did that before. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't really give a shit because I was one of them guys. Well, this team's better than this team, whatever. And then you watch, and you actually look at it. There's some bullshit that goes on. You could call holding every play if you wanted to.
Yep.
And there's no accountability. They just do what they want to do, and they don't have to answer any damn questions.
They don't have to account for anything.
It's a damn racket.
Well, there's so much money, Paul. You mentioned it. It's all about that money. God. I mean, when it comes to SEC, though, outside of that, I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, when you talk about bottom tier, you're really talking about Missouri and Vanderbilt, and then we think LSU and Auburn are going to fall off. But, I mean, that whole West is going to be all the games outside of anybody playing Alabama should be super competitive. And in the West, now that Tennessee's kind of coming back, Kentucky's pretty good. You got Georgia. I mean, outside of Missouri and Vanderbilt, everybody's going to be competitive, I believe. So watch your spreads. Make sure you do your research. And, of course, we'll be putting out who we like, who we don't like.
Yeah, we got some more shows coming. I mean, we've only done 3 or 4 shows, and there's been everybody that's talked to us and said things and said good messages, and we appreciate it. We know we have issues. We know we got volume issues. And we're going to do another show about the pre-flop to getting this thing started.
Well, how about episode 3, where every time you looked at me, it looked like you were looking the other way? We forgot to.
Yeah, I was disgusted. What is this moron talking about?
Like you always tell us, we got to do better.
We're trying to do better. We know we got issues, but y'all just hang around with us. We're gonna get it figured out.
Look, we
appreciate it.
We do know this one was a little long, but we took on 2 conferences, and so we're done with that. So we're going to get one in on week 0. May not have a whole lot of information, but hey, there's football to be played, so there's bets to be made, and we're going to let you know where we're going to go. So for Paul, for myself, that's it. That's episode 4. We will.
Hey, like and subscribe. Hit the buttons. Comment. All the good stuff, man. We need it.
Or
get
good
us
stuff,
out there.
bad stuff, doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're here for whatever.
You want me to give them our criticism email that I handed out, or is that too much for this TV?
Yeah, let's get established first. we can get it figured out. We'll go from.
Well, again, we thank you for watching, and we will see you later.